Morning. Trucks are loaded with dry corn. It's time to go to the ethanol plant. So we're getting down to the last 25%. Got our war paint on. We're ready to be done. Gonna haul some dry corn this morning. We're gonna head down to the field, finish up down there. We're out of the peat bog, so we're gonna finish up there and move kind of across the highway. From there, we're going to attempt to come back towards home for the home stretch. Hope you enjoy the ride. We have some decisions to make today. As we're moving, the next field has a bin it's a 30-footer. It's around 11,000 bushels. It's got a nice airfloor, fan. Is the corn going to be dry enough out of the field that is right where the bin's located to go in the bin, or do we have to halt home dry it and haul something back, or find something somewhere else? So that's one of the dilemmas of the day. We're going to be short on space, and contracts are going to be filled, so anything we can kind of find a home for, we're going to. Well, Alec was here. And he cleaned the windows and cleaned the truck up. Man, feels nice to get in a clean truck. Where we left off last night. We've got to pump fuel, grease, flip things over, machine needs blowed off. Fuel rig should be pulling up about any time. Ask and you shall receive. Service truck is here. So I'm wiping my windows down, and I look at the shirt, and I'm like, I know that shirt. My buddy gave me that shirt. It's already dirty now. Just because it had a stain on it, she put it in the rag bin. Snuck it in on me. You guys ever have that happen? Seems like it happens to me all the time. Get my jobs loaded up on field view. Sometimes that drives a little slow to load. took a good little bit and blew the head off. Just try to prevent fire, so we try to blow it off as often as possible. And I see it's not loading. Probably gonna have to do a Control-Alt-Delete. Computers, monitors, whatever you want to call it, ag GPS technology. Can't live with it, and you can't live without it. Without snacks, this would be doable. Dump on the run. Last night we were right over here, and that was where we kind of ended. I'm over here in the back. We'll look at our map again, but I'm right here. I have this little piece and that, and we're out of here. We go across the road to here, and that's where our, take that back. We've already did there. We go across the road to here. And our bin site is right there. So we're just gonna mosey down the road from here to there. Pretty quick move. And that's gonna be in about 15 acres. Jennifer Aniston. You taste so good. They're one of my favorites. We run our sensor on the second snout end, and for this reason here, you can see how my right side snout's dropping off from the edge. When it drops off from the edge and has a sensor on there, it commands the head to drop, and it just keeps grinding your head in the ground. Our old head was set like that. Well, this one is already set that way, but they move it in one snout on each end, and it hangs there just because of my monitor's doing something, just because of this problem here that I'm pointing out. I just notched in 12, grabbing my second set of 12. I see trees right there and things just to be safe. This is going to be the last end row on the big PEAT BOG farm. Hey, we've had some great footage in here. Really glad to be here. We mentioned in the video prior, we've been here since 2011. I would have been 31 years old, so that was a big chance for them to take on us, and they did. We appreciate that. Hopefully they get a chance to see the footage, and they get a chance to enjoy it as well. Notching in on a little bit of an angle, just to get up here in the corner, make some room to turn around. You're going to lose a few in a corner like this. Some guys don't even plan them, but you're not losing any meaningful amounts of yield or any dollar amounts. It's just kind of a nuisance, but we try to line up best we can and drop as few as we can and not tear the machine up all at the same time. I guess not tearing the machine up becomes number one sometimes. You can see that by the trees, we had a dry year here, and by the trees it takes a lot of the moisture. Height down and watch for rocks. When you run really low to get these ears that hang really low, it's easy to pick a rock up. Cornhead's so good at picking things up, it just picks a rock up too, doesn't know the difference. Picking up rocks, like we've said before, makes for a bad day. Definitely. Well, there's the 12 rows I've been looking for since the day before yesterday. The last 12. Might as well take a ride with me and see what the taste of victory is. Although it's going to be short, but it is sweet. We are done at the PEAT BOG field. The semis are 1 mile that way. This place is really big and cool. Until next year. We're going to fold down our hopper. There's probably too much of a glare in there is. Grain cart's headed to the semis. Semis will be coming over here. Our next field is actually just right up the road. This road here and that way. I've got the monitor all set. It's just time to start folding the head. I cleaned it off this morning knowing we just had a few acres to run. I can probably get by with folding it and going to the next one. Folding heads are really nice. We always had to put our 12 row on before this head, and it takes a lot of time. You got another person dragging a head around, you're in the road, people are not very patient. I don't blame them, you're blocking them. This, you just unfold and drive in, you're out of their way, everybody's happy. That's not supposed to look like that. We have come unlatched. Quick fix, I gotta hop out and fix it. It looks bad though, doesn't it? Might be good for a thumbnail, maybe. Employer provided fitness program. Down the ladder. Few times. Let's look at this head. Luckily the gearing off's pretty easy to set back up, so it just slides back right there, and this piece back out, yeah, right there, we'll latch right here. Sometimes they come unlatched. Here's your gathering chains we talk about. There's your snap rolls. You don't want to be in there. Those are spinning. These suck the stalk in. This pulls it down, and then your stripper plates here. Your ears hit, and the chains drag them up. The auger is going to pull it to the center. The center has slats. Maybe you can see those behind the auger, maybe not. Yeah, kind of a little bit right there. And that's a feeder house slat, and that chain goes up to feed the combine. Anyway, we'll probably talk about that this winter. Let's get on the road. Took me a minute, but actually this was bent, and this slides into those. That's what holds it. Now we just need to latch our latch, and we're good to go. While we were fixing the head, the combine tells me that's plugged, so I radioed that in. Our hopper's closed. We can go back to our head fold. We gotta go to our box and illuminate. Let's try this again. Maybe. There it goes. Still better than taking the head off. But when it flipped upside down, it's not latched, which probably happened from the washes. It happens. Just glad it's easy to work on overall. Made it to the next field, not very far up the road, just had to cross the highway there. Our bin's right around the corner, right over behind the house. We will get unfolded. Run in and get this opened up. This will be nice to cruise in. It's got one notch out for the house and one for a woods. Other than that, it's fairly simple. Seeing right there where the sprayer guy did some really nice lines, nice and straight. Side ditch grass looks nice. That's me. I'm just messing around. I'm tired. You gotta forgive me. Whoa! Caught it just in time. Killed the head really fast. Got lucky. I'll go down and get that and we'll get back to it. Back here at the back along the woods, I kind of broke my own rules.
Can you
see what happens?
A little bit.
And there's the grain bin I was talking about. If this corn would be 18, we would put it in. It's 19 and a half. Don't know what the decision will be there. It'd be nice to put this field's corn in it, being as it's right here. But it just, I don't know, 19 and a half. And I'm not sure it'll stabilize there. It may climb a little. Good yields, wet corn is part of it. I've got some help. He's a good helper. Hi, buddy.
No! Stop.
Not gonna video it, but there was a deer that was dead that was in the corn, and it's in the head.
Bob brought out some Pepsis and some candies. So, Brendan, I got Pepsi for you, and Noah, I got some M&Ms.
Well, the landowner's bringing candy for everybody. I'll get this deer out of the head. It's as bad as it sounds. It's maybe a day or two old, so it's not terrible, but it's stuck. So I'm gonna let you go. So we've got slightly full at home, and it's delaying the trucks. We've got one truck hauling dry and just not enough drivers. We don't wait long, but we normally don't wait at all. The 50-acre field across from the PEAT Bog. It's almost done. We got 1 acre left, just this little triangle. We're going to move north into another county. We've got a field up there that has a lot of grain carting. It's not a mile, but most of a mile. We're wanting to get it before it would do the next rain event. We also are losing some of our help this week, and the truck drivers have more driving to do there. So while they're tied up, we're going to come back towards home, be closer to home. So right now we're going to go further from home while we've got the help, and might take you along for the ride. We have a coyote, if I can zoom in right there. There it is. 2 passes nails that down. Kind of see how point rows work, because we had to plane on an angle and the row clutches on the planer shut off. You always want to notch out where it's solid, which was his pass over here, and then work what's in between them. Very hard to determine in the dark. And last night in the PEAT Bog area, I know I was leaving rows, guest rows. Rows of shame on both sides of the head. It's just one of those kind of nights, I guess. But we didn't get stuck, we didn't tear it up. We're getting ready to move to the next field. Feels good to see another one down, and we can move in the daylight. That's just a bonus. It is 4:30, kind of bad timing to go through town. But we like a good challenge. Probably not going to get that on video. Well, I know I probably won't get that on video. I've got the phone on. My goodness, it's tight. I can't even go down the highway in town by the cemetery. It's like rush hour time. Just sneak on through here. I got a line behind me, but I got nowhere. I can't even drive down the road. We'll just take a ride up 9 here in Alexandria. It's tight. I'm right by the cemetery, and really my tires hang off right where I could hit something. So I gotta be careful. As long as somebody gives me some room, it's not too bad. But if you get somebody that hugs the line, yeah. So usually I try to let as many people go as I can, but every time I stop, it takes a long time to get up to speed. So I generally will choose when I get a big line behind me, and then I'll let them go. Probably on this journey a couple times, at least. Right through town here, though, we're going past the park for people that know my area. We fit. I wish I could show you what the look on some of these cars make. So we're coming up on the railroad track. And the railroad track, what we've got to do is wait until there's nobody else there. We've even got kids on bikes, motorcycles. And the train tracks, like 2 of us won't fit, but nobody will stop and let me go. All the cars will go, even if there's a line. Even though they say I can't fit, no big deal. We'll make it fit like this. Okay, still going through town. May or may not use this footage, not sure. Doesn't really do justice what it's like getting one of these big machines through town. They're not pleasant to drive, they bounce, they're not good at stopping or taking off. They just kind of waller around on the tires. They're not real good to drive on the road. Interesting. guys that run these with the folding heads down the road at 24 miles an hour, they can attest to this. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video. Going through town. Most cars see and they try to pull out in front of me as quick as they can. I don't blame them. I wish I could go faster than 24, but 24 feels like 80 in here sometimes. It really does. So we're coming up on another set of train tracks. There are literally people racing across the parking lot to get in front of me. Is he gonna do it? Dude, don't wreck your car just because of this. I'm gonna pull over in a second. But anyway. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if this footage is any good. We'll see. It's definitely an interesting ride. Hated not to do some kind of footage, so we'll see if we keep it. Another train track. Red light. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You get the drift. Well, we made it. Power line's a tall one, so I can undo, or my hopper's already ready to go. Unfolding the head, don't have any cars behind me or waiting on me, which is kind of nice. And I was going to go perpendicular, but I'm going to blow things in the neighboring yards, so I'll go on a little angle, and then I'll work from there. Everything opened up. 2 of our trucks are here. 3rd one's en route. We're going to keep them busy. We got some good corn in here. We ripped this last year. Don't know if that helped. Don't know what helped, but corn is extremely good in here. I think it's just probably weather. Dinner is served. Nice little wrap here. Always get meals to the field, keep things rolling.
There are seconds also, if anyone wants anything.
Hey, that might be me. I like seconds. So we found a broken tile, and it's got a big soft spot in it. Trees have caused it. Tile runs into a woods. That typically happens. Didn't want the grain cart to run in there. We've stuck them before. I didn't want to stick tonight. So we had her stop right ahead of it. Get things reset. We're going to drive past. So it was wet enough that he couldn't plant it. And I went in there with the floats. It was really soft. So I just decided to, let's just not chance it. It's only negative to the deep ripper if it's already kind of a wet field anyway. Here we go. So it ends in this, and that's just simply tile that runs into a wooded area. More hazards opening up. I'm going to take you on a little ride. In the fence row here. Tough to see. I'm kind of jammed down in a washout that's on an angle that, well, I just didn't see. I got full before I could make enough room for the grain cart, so we're kind of in a predicament. Just going to offload on her and start making room. We get this opened up, this nice big field. It's 80 acres. We're down to 63 already, so we got a big chunk of it done. We had an abrupt stop, and I picked up a big vibration in the drive line of the head. Got down and looked, and there's a bolt that goes in the end of a shaft, and that bolt was gone. So I'm getting ready to get out and try to work on it. we are. The road's there. We're back in this area. Sometimes it's an easy fix. I thought the set to stop might have done something, and it wasn't anything to do with it. It's unrelated, I believe. That was supposed to be tightening the end of this shaft. Right there. And it was not in it. I can probably fix that. If I can find an Allen wrench. It's not very good odds. We'll look though. Well, that's going to shut us down. The PTO shaft, it's a little stub shaft. The bolt come out of the end, so it let it work out. Well, it worked out, so it's got some burrs on it. And a PTO shaft spline with burrs. There's no way to out here in the field in the dark to fix that, so we're going to run it up here. We got trucks to load tonight and a few things. Going to focus on that and work on this thing in the daylight with some good tools, and then it'll just go right back together. I like easy fixes. Might take you out while we load trucks. If not, this is going to be it for tonight. Thanks for watching. We're winding down. 25% of harvest to go. It's almost here. We're going to celebrate. Thanks for all the support. Until next time.